We left off yesterday looking at Isaiah 53:4. Surely he hath borne our griefs. We found that the literal Hebrew word for griefs means sicknesses and diseases, as well as natural grief that we may experience in this life. Finis Dake, in his study Bible, says this: the words grief and griefs in verses 3 and 4 should have been translated sickness, as the Hebrew word is translated elsewhere and recognized by many versions. Christ was not only acquainted with diseases and sicknesses in the sense of being able to discern and diagnose them, and by being familiar with them in others, but listen to this, but he actually bore them in his own body while hanging on the cross and became a substitute for others. That's Dake's Annotated Reference Bible. The Theological Word Book of the Old Testament, a very scholarly work, said this about the word griefs, the Hebrew word koli that Jesus bore. It says it means sickness, whether from physical causes or diseases. To be sick includes the condition brought about by physical injury or wounding. So even a physical injury or wounding, Jesus bore that, healing for it. It means to be a condition brought about by physical injury or wounding, by beating, from battle wounds, from a fall. It is used in a general sense for illness, regardless of cause, and more specifically of disease. So, whatever illness, whatever disease, Jesus bore that in his body on the tree, and by his stripes you were healed. That's what 1 Peter 2:24 says, Matthew 8:17, as well as Isaiah 53. The word is also used in the sense of sick of heart or mind. So even, excuse me, that form of sickness, sickness of heart or mind, that's been borne. The word is translated, the Theological Word Book of the Old Testament says, the word is translated grief in Isaiah 53:3 and 4, although it may be better translated sickness. Wow. That scholarly work on the Hebrew word says it's translated grief, but it should have been translated better sickness. Surely Jesus has borne our griefs, our koli, our sicknesses and diseases. Now notice it says he bore them. Well, what about this idea of him bearing them or bore them? It's the Hebrew word nasa. NASA. Think of the word NASA, the space program, to be lifted up. Well, that's what the word nasa in the Hebrew means. The word nasa means to lift, to bear, to carry away, to take away, to cast away, to carry off, to erase, to ease. Wow. It's used of the scapegoat in Leviticus 16:22 that took their sins. They laid hands on the scapegoat and it bore off the sins into the wilderness. Same word, nasa. Jesus lifted, he bore, he carried away, he took away, he cast away, he carried off, he erased our griefs, sicknesses, and diseases. It's also translated in Matthew 8:17 to bear or lift with the idea of removal. When they translated this into the New Testament, Matthew 8:17, Matthew quoted Isaiah 53, and he says himself took our infirmities and bore our sicknesses and diseases. And that word bore, bastazo in the Greek, means to bear or lift with the idea of removal, to bear what is burdensome, to bear, to carry, to take up, to carry away, to remove, to bear by way of carrying off. Speaks of sufferings borne on behalf of others. That's what W. Vine's Expository Dictionary of New Testament Words says, that Jesus bore, lifted with the idea of removal, our sicknesses and diseases. He bore what is burdensome. He carried it. He took it up. He carried it away. He removed it. He bore it by carrying it off, and it speaks of sufferings borne on the behalf of others. Jesus bore those griefs, sicknesses, and diseases, not for himself, on behalf of others, on behalf of you and me. Glory to God. We need to believe it, receive it, and call it forth. Call it in. Call forth your healing. Father, I pray for healing and wholeness for each one listening, because you bore our griefs, sicknesses, and diseases. We'll look at more tomorrow. Tune in, share this. God bless you.